everybody, so I'm going to make a hair clip for my daughter with embroidery thread. I'm using pink, purple and yellow. I'm using a 2mm hook and I have a little clasp, so you need a clip or a clasp. And I am going to start off with the yellow and I am using American terms. So to start off, I'm going to make a slip knot like that, and I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then slip stitch to the first chain. It's going to be very small, but you now have made a small circle, and chain 1. And for your first round you're going to do 6 single crochet into that circle. So 6, that's 1, 2, 3, as neatly as you can, 4, 5 and 6. And then slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round. Okay, now what you need to do is chain 1, and into that first single crochet do 1 single crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochets all into the same stitch, so that's 1, 2 and 3, and then slip stitch back into the same stitch for your first petal of round 1 of your first flower. Now single crochet into the next stitch, so that's 1 single crochet, chain 1 and 3 doubles all into the same stitch, so that's 1, 2, and 3, and slip stitch back into the same stitch for your second petal. Onto your third petal, single crochet for the first stitch, chain 1 and 3 doubles, 1, 2 and 3, and slip stitch back into the same stitch. Now we're on to petal number 4. Do 1 single crochet in the next stitch, chain 1 and 3 double crochet all into the same stitch, so that's 1, 2 and 3, and slip stitch back into the same stitch. So we've 4 petals done now. The next petal, number 5, do 1 single crochet, chain 1 and 3 double all into the same stitch, so that's 1 double, 2 double and 3 double, and slip stitch back into the same stitch. And last but not least, number 6 of your single crochet, so you did around a single crochet, 1 single crochet, chain 1 and 3 doubles, 1, 2 and 3, and lastly slip stitch back into that stitch. Now what I do here is I chain 1, cut that wool, cut the thread and pull that through. Okay, and we can weave this in at the end of the project. So now I'm going to move on to my next colour, which is pink. So with your next colour, turn your flower over onto the wrong side, okay? And you're just going to attach your thread in any of these single crochets, so in between the two petals. And you attach it by pulling it through, and then you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And in between the next two petals, slip stitch to the single crochet between the two yellow petals and chain 3. 1, 2, and oops, and 3. And again, in between the two petals, there's a single crochet, and you're going to attach your pink with a slip stitch like that there, and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3, and again slip stitch. Now it's tight, it's very small, and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to have 6 of these all together, so that's 1, 2, 3. So going to slip stitch into the next one, 4, and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch into the next one for your 5th, chain 3, and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And lastly, you're going to slip stitch back in to where you started, like that there. Okay, and then you can face your petal out. So I will fix that in a minute. So you're going to chain 1 to start and turn your flower back around to face you like that. You're going to be working in to these chain 3 spaces. So start off in your first chain 3 space by doing 1 single crochet, chaining 1, and do 4 double crochet all into the chain 3 space. So that's 1 double crochet, 2, 3, and 4, and slip stitch back into the chain 3 space. And then on to the next chain 3 space, you're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, and 4 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and slip stitch back into the chain 3 space. And you repeat this pattern 4 more times. So you'll have 6 pink petals. So I'll do 1 more, single crochet, chain 1, and 4 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4 all into the chain 3 space, and slip stitch back into the chain 3 space. And then you move on to the next petal. And do this 3 more times until you come back to the beginning of the round. I have now done 6 petals, 6 pink petals, and I've come back to the start. And just like with the yellow thread, I am just going to chain 1, cut that thread, and pull that through, and then I can weave this piece of thread into the project. And so now I'm going to change over to the purple. So I'm on to the purple now. So again, turn your work over, and in any of the single crochets, so in between the 2 petals, join on your next colour. In this case it's purple. So you just pull that through, and chain 4. Doesn't want to chain for me. 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to slip stitch onto the next petal in between the 2 petals. Slip stitch. and chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and on to the next petal. Going to slip stitch, a little bit tricky because it's so small. Slip stitch like that, and chain 4, and continue that right round. So you're going to have 6 chain 4s and 4 on your petal. We'll come back then to do the petals for the last round. So I've done the 6 chain 4s. So again, turn the flower back round to face yourself, and into the first chain do 1 single crochet, chain 1, and this time do 5 double crochet all into the same chain space. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and slip stitch back into the chain space, and now you're on to the next chain space. So do 1 single crochet, chain 1, and 5 double crochet all into the same chain space. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 double crochet, and slip stitch back into the same chain space. And now you're on to your third petal. So 1 single crochet, chain 1, and 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and slip stitch back into the same chain space. Okay, and just do this 3 more times, and then I will meet you back at the beginning of the round. So I finished the 6 petals, and like the yellow and the pink round, I just at the very end, after I slip stitched, I chained 1 and I pulled my thread through, and then all that's left to do is sew on your little clip at the back, and I'm going to pop a diamond into the middle with a bit of material glue, and that is how you make a little flower hair clip. So thanks for watching.